All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live right here on the Ramonepreston Show. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, 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 welcome to the Ramonepreston Show. Good afternoon, good afternoon. This is the day, the Tuesday that the Lord has made. We are rejoicing and we are glad in it. Please do me a favor. If you're coming on live, I want you to hit the like button. I want you to hit the share button. And I want you to be sure to tag Lolly, Dolly, everybody, and let them know that the Ramonepreston Show is live right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta on this beautiful, beautiful Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, October the 4th, 2022, and we are live right here in our headquarters in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Ramonepreston Show. Today is going to be a very, very important discussion that I want to have with you, really based on some things that I talked to my coaching clients and mentees about last night during our weekly coaching call. So please do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the share button, tag somebody, let them know that your boy is live right here on the Ramonepreston Show. And please put in the comments what city you're watching me from. Please put in the comments what city you're watching me from. I appreciate all of you, whether you are members of one of our training programs, our coaching program, or whether you just follow us regularly on social media. I want to say thank you for being a part of our community. Thank you for giving me and my team an opportunity to serve you and to share information with you. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Ramonepreston Show. Again, today is Tuesday, October the 4th, 2022. We are officially in the fourth quarter of 2022, and I want to make sure that you end 2022 strong. Yes, we are going to be planning for 2023. Yes, we anticipate great things in 2023, but we still got 3 months remaining in this year. This month, October, November, and December, and you and I, we want to crush it. We want to make the next 3 months of this year count. And in order to make it count, guess what? You're going to have to make some commitments. And I'm going to be talking to you today about 5 commitments every entrepreneur, every leader, every breadwinner, no matter what role you play in your business or your family, everyone should make these 5 commitments. And this is really a conversation that I had last night with my mentees and with my coaching clients that I wanted to bring over today to share with you as a part of our community. So before we do, please be sure to hit the like button, be sure to hit the share button, tag Lolly Dolly, everybody, let them know that I'm live, and put in the comments what city you're watching me from. I want to know what city you're watching me from. Now, before I get started on these five commitments every entrepreneur, every leader, every breadwinner must make, here's what I want to remind you of. What I want to remind you of is that the way things look economically, we are in a recession, okay? Things are being inflated, interest rates are going up, the prices of certain goods and supplies are going up, even services are going up. And for many people, wages are either flat or going down. A lot of people are losing their jobs. Some people are resigning from their jobs and leaving the workforce. And then there are business owners, entrepreneurs, many of you who are in the middle, who you might still be working a job or maybe transitioning from a job to work full time. And you're trying to figure out, how do I gain the momentum to really make this business make sense? If you are in that middle ground where you might not be you might not be totally broke, but you ain't financially where you want to be, or maybe you're in the middle between working full-time on your job and working full-time in your business. You're bivocational, right? If you're one of those people in the middle, you are in the most danger right now. So many economists, so many experts, so many financial people who are clear on what's going on economically, they are saying that those who are in the middle are in the most danger. Okay, so you might be considered middle class. You might be in the middle as an entrepreneur or as a business owner, where you're not 100% full time in your business, and you're not 100% full time in your job. You're in the middle, or you're just not financially stable. Listen to me. I'm telling you, something has to happen. You have to break out of that. You got to break out of these cycles. You got to get to a place to where you have the financial stability that you need, especially within the next 18 to 24 months. Everybody's saying the same thing. When I say everybody, I'm talking about like economists, people who work for the government, people who are in wealthy circles who understand the times that we're in economically. Almost all of these people are pretty much saying the same thing, that the next year and a half to 2 years is going to be very tight. It's going to be very volatile. It's going to be very uncomfortable and unstable for people, particularly who don't have any stability now. So if you ain't got financial stability now, if you're really not in a financial position where you can afford for the next 18 to 24 months to be iffy, then that means you got to make certain commitments today, and you got to take the next couple months to really clamp down and dial in on what do you need to do to put your family in the best financial position ever. And if you are an entrepreneur, especially if you're a full-time entrepreneur, especially if you're a full-time business owner, what I'm saying to you should be magnified by 1,000, because now you are even at more risk if you are a full-time entrepreneur and business owner and you don't have the sustainable income and revenue already generating in your business. You got to move at a harder pace, at a faster pace, with more aggression, and you got to make more commitments. So last night in my weekly coaching call, every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I host a live Zoom coaching call. And so all of the people who are in our coaching program, who are in our mentorship program, or any clients that we might work with in our consulting division, or if we have people who are licensees or people who are being trained to be certified as coaches and consultants, we give all of these people access to our weekly coaching calls. And every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern, I take about an hour or so and I do a deep dive into certain topics, and then we open the floor for Q&A, because I like to answer as many questions as I can for my clients and mentees, to make sure that every 7 days they have somewhere they can drop in and get information, connect, get real-time answers, and really just reset themselves on a week-to-week basis. So last night, I actually talked about these 5 commitments that entrepreneurs must make. And when I woke up this morning and started my day, I realized that, you know what, I need to really talk about this today on the show, because so many of you might not be a part of my coaching program. You might not be in any coaching program. You might not even be in a circle of people that you're getting the information that we get and we give on a regular basis. This is one of the advantages of being in mastermind groups and being in coaching programs and being in networks and circles of people who are connected and who get the right information and who share the right information, because we move in different. There was a time I wasn't a part of those type of circles. There was a time I didn't know what was going on. And here's the truth. When the recession happened in 2008, the only thing that got me and my wife through 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, like those 5 or 6 years, the only thing outside of God, of course, God was with us spiritually, but the only thing naturally, the only thing humanly speaking that got me and my wife through those first 5 or 6 years after 2008 recession was the grit and the grind that we had to just wake up every day, and we were resilient, we were determined, and we fought. We did everything we could to just scrap every day and just beat the pavement. But we could have prevented a lot of the things that we experienced from 2008 to maybe 2013 and 14. It was about a 5-6 year window. But because we didn't have access to certain information, or we didn't get access to certain information because we wasn't a part of those kind of groups, we missed out on a lot of opportunities. And I made a promise to myself, I made a promise to my wife back then that whenever I got in a situation where I knew I had opportunities to connect with the right people, get in the right rooms, get the right information, study and learn and really grow my business the right way, I made a commitment, I made a promise to me and my wife and my family that I wasn't going to go through that again. Now, I'm bringing that up because I'm going to share with you these 5 commitments that you need to make, okay? But you need to understand that in order to really execute on some of these commitments, you got to have the right information. You got to prioritize getting the right information. You got to prioritize getting educated. You got to prioritize getting in the right circles, getting around the right people, hearing the right things constantly, daily, over and over again, until you are literally programmed to succeed, until you build this discipline and this muscle to win. It's a process that you gotta go through. You're not gonna just wake up every day and read affirmations and make declarations and think you're gonna just attract success and greatness into your life. The law of attraction, if there's a such thing of the law of attraction, it requires action. Attraction requires action. You're not gonna attract what you're not. So you've got to take action based on information. So today I want to talk to you like I talked to my coaching clients and mentees last night on the 5 commitments every entrepreneur must make. These are 5 commitments. And please keep in mind, if for some reason you have a question, drop the question in the comments. But I want you to start taking people like me serious. And I want you to start hearing people like me from your heart, and stop just listening to people on the surface and thinking everything is just gravy and it's just going to be okay just because you hope it's going to be gravy and okay. It don't work like that. You can cross your fingers, you can hope, you can hold your breath, you can wish, you can do whatever you want to do. But if you do not get the right information and keep feeding off that information and putting yourself around people who are winning and succeeding, and take action and put effort behind what you're getting, nothing is really going to happen substantial. And within the next 18 to 24 months, we're going to see a lot of people who separate themselves from the losers because they're going to be winning. We're going to see a lot of entrepreneurs fail and a lot of true entrepreneurs succeed. We're going to see who's been faking it, who's been like putting on, a front because they might have got some PPP money or some disaster relief money, or they just had a good little windfall here or there. We're going to see the difference between those type of people and those of us who are willing to wake up every day and make commitments and live by those commitments, okay? So today, I want to talk about the 5 commitments every entrepreneur must make, all right? And I'm going to give you these 5 commitments, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about them, and I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to challenge you to make these commitments. And if you cannot make these commitments on your own, you're going to have to figure out who you need to get around and what type of information you need access to in order to maintain the integrity of each of these 5 commitments, okay? So are you ready for that? I want to give them to you right here, okay? So I'm going to give you all 5 commitments, and then I'm going to give you some explanation for each of the 5. So 5 commitments every entrepreneur, every leader, every financial breadwinner, whatever the role is that you play in your household, in your family, or in your own life, if you're the CEO of your own life, these are the 5 commitments you need to make, and you need to reinforce these commitments with as much information, with as much support as you possibly can. So the first commitment is a commitment to planning, all right? A commitment to planning. The second commitment is a commitment to profits, This was such a good discussion I had last night with my coaching clients and my mentees. The third commitment is your commitment to practice. The fourth commitment is your commitment to presence. And I hope you're writing these down, because these are the 5 commitments I'm telling you that you got to make, especially right now based on where we are in the economy, where we are as a nation, where we are as a culture, where we are as a community. Things are not getting better for a lot of people. Things are getting worse. And there are so many financial experts. There are so many economists. There are so many people in high places that continue to say, and I just heard about 2 or 3 different people say this same thing yesterday again. They're saying that we are already in a very volatile, a very reckless, a very unstable economy because of a lot of things that are going on. And they're all unanimously saying that as we continue to move into the fourth quarter of this year and into 2023, we're going to see even more volatility, more instability. People are going to be losing more jobs. People's businesses are going to fail. Customers and clients are going to stop doing business with a lot of people. A lot of things are changing. We're converting more into a digital world where things are moving differently on platforms from a digital perspective. And so a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners who ain't catching up, who ain't really doing their due diligence, they gonna miss it. And so what are some of the things that you can do? Well, one of the things that you can do is you can reset your life, you can reset your mind, you can reset your personal situation, and you can make new commitments. And I'm saying that these are the 5 commitments that you need to be making. You need to make a commitment to planning. You may have already heard it said, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So the first commitment you need to make, like you see behind me, is a commitment to planning. Now, how do you commit to planning? Well, your commitment to planning reflects your commitment to expanding your thinking. See, you cannot make a real plan if you have not made a real change in your mind, because your planning is going to be a connection or a reflection of your thinking. So in order for you to commit to the right plans, you have to commit to expanding the way you think. Because if you thinking small, you're going to plan small. If you thinking average, you're going to plan average. So a commitment to planning reflects your commitment to expanding your think and your reach. So you got to be able, not just willing, but you got to be able. Do you hear what I'm saying? In order to plan, please hear me. In order to plan and be successful in your planning, you have to be able to expand your think and be able, not just willing, but able to set big enough goals and create obtainable timelines and implement daily action steps. This is how you plan. So you should be taking the next couple months of this year and you should be figuring out, what do I need to do to expand the way I think? Because if you still thinking small, it's because of the information that you have and because of the information you don't have. And if you're around the same people who talking the same, if you keep believing the same stuff you believed and where you are is not where you want to be, you ain't going to change. So how you going to change your small thinking? You got to get rid of the small thinking. How do you get rid of the small thinking? You got to gravitate towards big thinking. So you got to start believing big. You got to start listening to people who are thinking big. You got to start getting information that expands your think, that makes you dream big, that makes you believe you can reach your full potential. You can live with endless possibilities. You got to expand your think. And when you expand your think, then you can expand your reach. Like, what if you really believed you're going to become a millionaire? What if you really believe that you can make $1 million a year? What if you really believe that you can make $100,000 in the next couple months or maybe this month? What if you really believe that? And what if you started planning towards that? What would your goals look like? What would your action steps every day look like? Would you call more people? Would you email more people? Would you be on social media more? Would you stop wasting time, just goofing off with your free time and be putting that towards learning more about money, learning more about business, learning more about systems? This is why I hammer this on my students and my mentees all the time, because I give them access to all these videos, training courses and modules, and I tell them you need to be on there every day listening to it. Number one, you need to just get the energy that I'm giving you. You need to embrace the mindset. You need to adopt the beliefs and the philosophies and the views and the values that I use to become who I am and to get where I am. And I'm continuing to grow. I'm continuing to go. And so your planning has to be a commitment. And you got to wake up every day and tweak those plans and be willing to make sure that whatever I'm planning to do today, it's based on me thinking big, it's based on goals that I've set, and it's going to be reinforced by action plans, things that I got to do every day to make it happen. I remind my team this every day. It doesn't matter how many people we call. It doesn't matter how many doors we knock on. It doesn't matter how many presentations we give, how many appointments we set, how many people we touch, how many conversations we have, how many posts we do, how many shows we do, how many events we have. It doesn't matter. We can never do enough because we are planning to succeed on levels that don't match where we are. We are planning to succeed and to see things in a way that we've never seen and experienced before, so we can never do enough. And anytime we get to a point that we feel like we've done enough, we got to reset those plans, open up our thinking, expand it, and start planning again. All right? So you got to make a commitment to planning. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Here's my last point on your commitment to planning. Make sure that when you plan, let's say if you have certain things that you want to accomplish by December 31st of this year. Let's say if you want to crush it for the next 3 months, right? And you want to set yourself up for the next 2 years. Make sure that you have certain quantifiable things that you can use to measure what your plan looks like. In other words, don't just say, oh, I want to be financially free by the end of this year. Put a dollar amount to it. You need to say, oh, I want $220,000, or I want to make $84,000, or I want to make $60,000 in the next 3 months. And then you start doing the math on that and seeing how much money is that do I need to make in October, in November, and in December. And then you need to see what are the steps that I need to take in order to make any of that money. Do I need to sell certain products? Do I need to do more work? Do I need to put more time in? Or if I don't know what time I need to put in and what work I need to put in, I need to look at what am I doing now with my time and how much work am I putting in and what are my financial results. So do I need to double that, to double what I'm getting? You need to be doing the math on all this stuff. This is a part of your planning. The second commitment is your commitment to profits. You got to commit to profits. Do you understand what I'm saying? You got to make a commitment to profits. This means your commitment to profits reflect your commitment to prioritize sales and revenue over budgets and expenses. So you got to get to a point to where you're committed to make a profit. You committed to make money. Some people are uncomfortable saying that they are committed to making money. Some people are just uncomfortable saying they're committed to make money. You get what I'm saying? Some people just don't want to say they committed to make money. Listen, I'm committed to make money. I'm committed to be rich. I'm committed to be a billionaire. And guess what? Every day I'm being challenged by that commitment because I'm realizing every day that I got to put more work in. I got to learn more. I got to spend more. I got to grow more. I got to become a different version of myself. And it's pushing me every day because I'm committed to profits. Now, some people are uncomfortable saying they're committed or making a commitment to profits because they don't have a healthy view of money. Does that make sense? You got to have a healthy view of money. In order for you to commit to profits, especially for your business, you got to have a healthy view of money. Because if you ain't got no healthy view of money, you ain't going to charge people right. You going to lowball yourself. You ain't going to never invest in yourself and in your business because you don't have a healthy view of money. So it works both ways. So let's say if you don't have a healthy view of money, you're probably scared to spend money. You're probably scared to invest money. You're probably scared to charge people for the services and the products that you provide because your view of money is unhealthy. And so what that means is you live in scarcity. You live in lack. You don't live in abundance. I was just riding down the road the other day, Sunday. I was riding down the road, headed to church. And I do this every once in a while, and this was just one of those days where I had one of those moments, and I'm sitting like at the stoplight. I'm at a red light waiting to go, and I look around and it hit me, and I'm like, man, look at all this abundance that's around me. Look at all this money. So I started looking at all these retail plazas and these strip malls, and I look at all the cars that are in the parking lots, and I'm thinking, ain't no shortage of money. Look at all these cars. Look at all these plazas. All these plazas and these retail strip malls, they were all full. None of them were empty. Stores were open. Some of them were closed because it was Sunday. But it just shows me how much money. I'm thinking, man, somebody owns all this real estate. So I'm looking at about 15, 20 buildings as I drive down the road. I'm thinking somebody owns all these strip plazas. Somebody owns all these high rises. Somebody owns all these cars. And there are people who around here thinking ain't no money to be made. It's a whole lot of money, but you got to be committed to profits. See, your mind works in a way where once you commit to making money, you start getting creative about making money. Well, let me say it again. Once you get committed to making money, you start getting creative about making money. So you got to get committed. And these are things that you need to take some time and really embed in your heart and program yourself to believe. I am committed to proper planning. I'm committed to plan for my future. I'm committed to set big goals. I'm committed to expand my thinking. I'm committed to expand my reach. I'm committed to set daily targets. I'm committed to develop better habits daily. I'm committed to do the math to know where I want to go and how I'm supposed to get there. I'm committed to profits. I'm committed to making money. I'm committed to managing my money. I'm committed to multiplying my money. I'm committed to investing my money in myself and in my business and in the things that help me grow my business. You got to get committed to this stuff. So number one, your commitment to planning. Number two, your commitment to profits. Number three, your third commitment is your commitment to practice. What is your commitment to practice? Your commitment to practice reflects your commitment to recruit the best people, the best platforms, and the best processes to manage and maintain the day-to-day operations of your business. So when you're committed to practice, what you're committed to is finding or recruiting the best people to help you manage and maintain your day-to-day operations. You're committed to recruiting the best platforms. So what this means is now, when you commit to practice as an entrepreneur, you can't keep acting like you're a shade tree entrepreneur. You can't keep working under the table. You got to bring yourself above that table. So if you still doing business and you ain't filing taxes every year. See, I've been there, so I already know all the stuff I talk about. I done been through it. I know what it is to work under the table. You just getting paid cash. You under the radar. But all this stuff really keeps you small. It keeps you from growing. It keeps you from growing as a person. It keeps your business from growing. So you got to get to a point to where you commit to practice, meaning that you're going to make your business a real practice. All right? You're going to make your business a real practice. Don't you know doctors have to have certain degrees? They have to have a certain level of experience to open a medical practice. Lawyers have to have certain degrees and certain experience to open a legal practice. So you got to start looking at your business as a practice, meaning that I need to have a certain level of education. I need to have a certain level of acumen. I need to have a certain level of business and financial intelligence so that my business reflects my education and my experience. And I've got to be willing to put up, because if you still trying to wing it and you still trying to use your business as a side hustle, and you really not investing in the right infrastructure with systems and processes, you ain't got no QuickBooks, you ain't got no CRM, you don't have no sales process, no marketing process, you ain't got no type of operational practices or procedures, I'm telling you right now, some people who may love you or say they love you don't want to say it to you. I'm going to tell you, if you ain't got this stuff together and you've been doing business for a long time and you've been an entrepreneur for a long time, you're shady. You're shady. I'm just going to keep it 100 with you. If you're trying to figure out why people don't do business with me, why do people don't gravitate to me, and you've been in business for a long time and you've been an entrepreneur for a long time and you still trying to figure out why people don't gravitate to you, but you don't have systems, you don't have no marketing, sales systems, no processes, you're not professional with those systems and processes, you don't have no CRM, you ain't got no financial management system, you ain't using QuickBooks, you ain't got none of this. It's because you shady. It's because you shady. And I can say that with conviction and boldness because I've been there. And I've always been critical of my own self. And when I was calling myself a business owner and I had no systems, no processes, I wasn't investing in none of that stuff, I didn't have the education on how to use that stuff, I was always blaming everybody else. I was blaming the system. I was blaming America. I was blaming the government. I was blaming the white man. I was blaming everybody except me. I was blaming the devil. But until I took responsibility for my own actions, and until I said to myself, you are the blame for where your business is, bruh. Not because a bank won't give you a loan, not because somebody won't support you, not because an investor won't invest in you. Ain't nobody gonna support you and believe in you, and you ain't even supporting you and believing in you in the way you're supposed to. So I'm just gonna be the one to tell you, until you treat your business like a practice and you gotta commit to it. Your commitment to practice means that you're gonna make the decision to recruit and get the right systems in place for your business. You need to do that. You need to learn that. Don't you know every day I wake up? Every day I wake up. I got proof to show you. You know, you can log on and see. Every day I wake up, I study, I train, I read, I go over my goals, I go over my affirmations, and not every day at this point, but there was a time it was every day, but some days I'll show up in my office early enough to be a part of my team role playing. Now they do it every day because there was a time I was they and I had to do it every day. Me and my wife had to do it. So me and my wife, we're at a point to where we don't have to show up every morning in the office like we did 10 years ago. You know, or even 5 years ago, there was a time it was just me and my wife. So guess what? We had to show up every day. We had to study. We had to educate ourselves. We had to role play. We had to do everything. There was a time. So we're blessed because we have put the work in and we have continued to grow so that we can recruit the best people, bring them in and show them how we got to where we are so that they can continue to succeed and they can continue to grow and they can have the experiences that we have in their own personal lives, but they are at least able to see what it takes to get it done. So we ain't making people do something we ain't doing or we haven't done. That's why me and my wife, we can come in here any day and we can jump in any role and do anything. There's not a role here that we don't have some understanding of or ability to do because we're committed to practice. So you got to be committed to practice. Number 4, your commitment to presence. Your commitment to presence. Your commitment to presence is your commitment to personal and corporate brand identity and awareness. Okay? So what I mean by being committed to presence is you got to commit to show up. You got to commit to show up, especially if you know you're in a business that requires you to be known. Okay? Like I do have some clients, I got a couple clients that they're in real estate investing, right? And so the nature of their business really doesn't demand that they are public figures. The nature of their business don't really demand that they have to be known because they got money. They use their money to buy real estate and they build their real estate portfolio and they make money through real estate and they do other things that make them money that don't require them to have to be known or to market on that level unless they're doing some marketing to find properties, but that's not really the nature of their real estate investing. Everybody else, guess what? If you're trying to sell products and services, you got to get known. You got to get awareness. You got to get attention in order for you to make conversions. Because ain't nobody going to just listen to your ad on social media or read your flyer or go to your good website or, you know, just find you in the World Wide Web and just buy your stuff because you think it's good. It don't work like that. People are going to buy from you because they either know you and trust you, or they've been referred to you, or you've proven to them that over time, just providing value to them, that you have exactly what they need and they know it can work. But it's got to be some consistency with presence. You gotta make yourself known. Now, if you plan on being a coach or a consultant or some type of educator, if you're planning on being in the space like I'm in the space, you know, I'm a coach and a consultant and an educator. I got online courses and I got training programs. I got coaching programs. Like when you're in that space, especially in today's world, you got to get known. You got to build a brand. That's why I just said your commitment to presence reflects your commitment to personal and corporate brand identity and awareness. So I got to get committed to brand identity, to brand awareness. I got to get my business known. I got to get Ramonepreston known. So when you listen to somebody like me, especially if you build your business infrastructure the way I teach you to build it, you're going to be building your brand and your business at the same time. And it's going to make it easier so that when you do go to the marketplace and you start marketing by sharing information and by engaging people in the marketplace, it's going to make it easier for you to get attention, for you to heighten people's awareness of you, and for them to do business with you. But it still requires presence. So if you think you can show up every couple days on social media, drop this golden post and, you know, put this polished version of a video together, if you think that's going to work, you're fooled. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. And I would love to hear some feedback from you if what I'm saying, if it's resonating with you. If what I'm saying makes sense to you, I would love to get some feedback from you. The 5th commitment is your commitment to production. Now, when I say production, I'm not talking about you going out there producing. That's not what I'm talking about, you being a producer. What I'm saying is your commitment to production reflects your commitment to marketing your brand and business through information. So you've got to become a media producer. Why do you think I sit in front of this camera every day of the week on this live show? Why do you think I post so much content on social media? Why do you think I give so much information away? Why do you think I'm always on social media, always sending people emails, always calling people, always in the public trying to get known? You know why? Because I'm looking at my business as a media and marketing production. I got to put content together because I got to show you that I know what I'm talking about when it comes to business. I want you to know, if you're ever looking for information and training and education about business and finances, that I'm the person. Because if you listen to me enough, at some point you're going to say, this guy knows what he's talking about. He knows about holding companies. He knows how to start them, how to structure them. He knows how to manage them and run them. He knows how to build them. He knows about financial literacy. He knows about tax strategies. He knows about systems and processes. He knows how to put a real business together. He knows how to help me start, structure, and scale my business. So if he's got programs and courses and services that he provides, I got to use him. But if I'm not showing up, producing content and sharing information with you over and over and over and over again, I'm not going to be that believable to you. Somebody else is going to be believable to you. So I don't want somebody to think about the next person when they think about starting and structuring a holding company. I want you to think about me when you think about holding companies. I want you to think about me when you think about creative tax strategies. I want you to think about me when you think about building a business and managing a business and running it and creating systems and processes. I want you to think about me when you think about becoming a coach and a consultant, because you need training on that. I want you to think about me. So in order for me to make you think about me, I got to produce, and you got to do the same thing. And it don't matter what type of business you in. You could be selling socks and drawers, you still need to do this. You could be selling hats and hoodies, you still need to do it. You could be selling water bottles, you still got to do it. You could be selling, accessories for hair, for nails. You could be a landscaper, a painter, a construction worker. You could sweep the street for a living. It don't matter. You still need to do it if you want to build some type of sustainable, successful business in this type of economy. You got to do it. Okay? So those are the 5 commitments every entrepreneur must make. Number 1, your commitment to planning. Number 2, your commitment to profits. Number 3, your commitment to practice. Number 4, your commitment to presence. And number 5, your commitment to production. So I hope that you are at a place in your heart and in your mind, at least at this point in your life and in your career, that you understand the importance and the value of having the right education, the right training, the right mentorship, the right support, the right community. If you're at a place in your life and in your career where you understand the importance of that, and you know how critical it is to your success, if you don't have any of those elements, I want you to reach out to me. We have training programs to show you how to start your business, how to structure it, how to scale it. We teach you how to create the right systems for your business, the right processes. We teach you about sales and marketing and financial systems and operations. We teach you about business, corporate operations. We teach you about infrastructures. We teach you about holding companies. We teach you about creative tax strategies. And I coach people on all these things, because maybe you're at a point in your life and career where you don't just need teaching and education and training, but maybe you also need some mentorship and coaching. Well, you want to get that from people who are already qualified and who are succeeding in the things that you need education and coaching in. So if you have questions about your business or your financial situation, because you're trying to figure out what the best route is that you need to take in order to put your business together properly, and in order to start making money through your business with products and services, if you're having any issues with business setup, structure, systems, processes, products, finding the right clients or customers, you may have some issues with your sales or your marketing or your financials. You might not really be good at QuickBooks or certain systems. Listen, don't worry about it. We've got the education and training. We've got the mentorship and the programs, and we have them set up that you have enough time to educate yourself and train and have support along the way until you find a rhythm and start seeing results. That's why we've set those programs up like we have. So if you want more information, or if you just have some questions that you would like to ask, I want you to text the word millionaire to 404-478-7213. Listen, my team and I, we're committed. We're committed to help people start, structure, and scale their businesses, ministries, income streams, and wealth building dreams. That's what my assignment in life is right now. I've been a full-time entrepreneur for almost 20 years. I've been a full-time minister for over 20 years. And up until 3 years ago, I did both every day, all day. I pastored a church for 12 and a half years up until 2019 when I resigned. And I was running my business that whole time as well. And when 2019 came, and I know God pivoted me out of the pulpit, here's what he showed me. And I always tell people this. Here's what God showed me. I'm not necessarily leaving the pulpit. I'm just moving to the other side of it. So I went from standing behind the pulpit and I got in front of the pulpit, because I believe that a part of my calling and assignment at this point in my life is more economical. It's still spiritual, but it's also more economical. And so I've been leaning in for the last couple of years, because I really feel an assignment to help my people get their businesses and their finances and their systems and their organizations set up and structured the right way so that they can be successful. So if you know you're having issues in those areas, I want you to understand the magnitude of how important it is, especially if you're a believer. If you're a part of the faith community and you know God been dealing with you about, connecting with the right people, God been dealing with you and you've been praying for God to show you where to go, who to connect to. I mean, come on. Like, what does he have to do? It's kind of like the guy that was drowning and he was asking God to save him. And then somebody come by with a boat and he's like, nah, I'm waiting for the Lord. Then somebody come by in a yacht. No, I'm waiting for the Lord. Then a whole cruise ship come by. No, the Lord said he gonna come. And then when he got to heaven, because he drowned, he's like, God, why you ain't saved me? And God was like, come on, bruh. I came there 3 times to get you. I sent somebody on a boat, I sent somebody on a yacht, and I sent somebody on a cruise ship, and you refused to get on any of the 3. So don't miss the opportunity for you to learn the things that you need to learn so that you can succeed. So I want you to reach out to me, text the word millionaire to that number. We're always here. We're always available. We want to help you start, structure, and scale the things, whether it's a business, a ministry, or just some type of income investment streams that you're building. We want to help you scale them to get them to the next level. So I love all of you. I appreciate all of you. Today is Tuesday, October the 4th. We're right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta live. We will be here all day like we are every day. If you have any questions or just need more information, reach out to me from the information that you see on the screen behind me, and we'll be more than happy to help you, to assist you, to answer any questions. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow, Wednesday, right here, same place, same time, 12 o'clock noon Eastern, on the Ramonepreston Show.